Okay, so I have a document set up. Now, just bear in mind, the text is just dummy text. The sentence, "The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog," is actually a great sentence to type to get used to the keys on the keyboard. It has all of the letters of the alphabet, so it's a good one for practice. But I just want to set up a document here that will mimic some typical reports that you will use in a work environment. And one of the key features of Microsoft Word is that you can create a report very easily by using the style guides that are available under the home menu. Now you can format these styles. So at the moment, like they might come in with blue writing and size 14 or whatever. You can modify those to a font or a color that you like, or you can also go in and create your own style. But for the moment, just to kind of demonstrate what they do, I'm just going to use the default styles that are set up. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to add page numbers into our document. So I'm going up to Insert, Page Number, and I'm just going to go with the bottom of the page and choose one of the styles that are there. So I'm just going to go plain, and see it has popped in my page number. So I'm just going to close that header and footer, now, and I'm back to my document. So I have a document set up that it has 6 pages in it. So the first page as it stands at the moment is an introduction. So I'm just going to highlight the heading Introduction and change it to heading 1. And see the way it has changed now the font to the style of heading 1. So I'm just going to move down my page for a heading called Abstract, and again I'll change that to heading 1. Now you can ignore the text that's there. That's just to show some meat in the document. So next I have again a heading called Opening Statement. So I'm just going to set that up as heading 1. So underneath that I have the first point that I want them to emphasize. So I'm going to create that as a heading 2. So you see, it's a little bit different in formatting than heading 1, but it is also something that will have text underneath it and is a heading in its own right. So the next one then I want here is it's a subplot of this one. So I'm going to call that heading 3. So I now have heading 1, 2, and 3. So again, second point to emphasize, I'm going to make that just heading 2. And I'm just doing this just so that we can see a table of contents building. And again, subplot of point 2, I'll just make that heading 3. Okay. So closing remarks then will be heading 1 in its own right. And I think I have an appendix in here. Again, heading 1. And finally, I think my references again will be heading 1. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to create a table of contents. So I'm going up to the top of my document and I'm going to give myself a blank page. Okay. So to do that, I go up to Insert and Page Break. And you now see that I have a blank page here at the top. Okay. Just going to place my cursor here and I'm going up to References and Table of Contents. So it gives me some options. So I have the option to choose, automatic table 1, automatic table 2. And you can see there that it's showing heading 1 will be on the left border, heading 2 will be indented slightly, and heading 3 will be indented even a little bit more. It will do all of the trailing spaces for us and the page numbers. So I'm just going to click that, and it now has created a table of contents for me. Okay. So I can see that my introduction is on page 2. So there's my introduction, and there's page 2. I can see my abstract is page 3, and I can see in my table of contents my abstract is page 3. You can see here the heading 1 for opening statement, and then the subheading for the first point, and the subheading for that. If I decide, okay, actually this could really do with another heading. So I'll add it in here after this, okay? So again, I'm just going to insert page break. and we'll call this terms of reference. Okay, and again, I'll just do this as a heading 1. So back to home, heading 1. Let's put in some random text just so that we can see that there's something on it. Okay, and now when I go up to my table of contents, terms of reference isn't there. So we know I have put it in. So it should be introduction, abstract, and terms of reference. The terms of reference isn't in my table of contents. So to update my table, I need to right click within the table. So right click, sorry. So I need to click on my table and see here, update table. And I have the option when I update the table to update the page numbers only. So if I had moved a section from one place to another place, I could go with that. Or if my page numbers, if something had gone from page 6 and it was now rolling into page 7 as well, and so that meant that what had been on page 7 is now going on to page 8, I would just update the page numbers. When I've moved headings or moved sections or added in an additional section, I need to go to update the entire table. Okay, I always kind of go with update the entire table because you might forget all of the formatting that you've done or the impact of it all. So I find update entire table to be the safest. So I just say okay. And now we see we have introduction, abstract, terms of reference. Okay, so it has now popped it in. So that is it's a handy little thing to do. The other thing that we can do is we can go insert and cover page. You see the way it comes loaded with default cover pages or kind of templates for you. You can format these, you don't have to live with them, but they're a handy starting point for your document. So I'm just going to choose that one. And it now comes in as the cover page. I can see my table of contents has moved down. I can see the rest of my document has moved down. The interesting thing is on the cover page, it doesn't put a page number on it, which is right. There should be no page number on your cover page. I can then, if I want to put in my date, I can just click in there and type in November 2023. I can put in my document title if I want, so sample report. It's a report on style guides. It's by me. I can take out the company. So if there's something there that I don't like, I can just delete it. So now it's just my name. Okay, so it's quite handy. It makes a very professional looking document relatively easily by using the style guides. So I'm just going to show you what that looks like. So I'm just going to do print preview, and you can see there that's our sample document. So there's my headings, my table of contents, my various headings, so my introduction, my abstract, all the way down. So very, very handy and quite easily done.